Hi, fanatics. Some content time again. And today we're going to do a small review on one of the most iconic men scents. And this is the Sauvage by Christian Dior Scent DNA. You see me with three bottles here, not four, because the Sauvage Elixir, as far as I'm concerned, doesn't embody the original Sauvage DNA. It's interesting they could have actually named a Sauvage Alexia a totally different scent. But Sauvage is one of the polarizing scents in the perfume community. And when I mean polarizing, by far it's one of the number one selling scent in the world still. But when you talk about people into fragrances, it's polarizing because you have people who don't find it to be very much interesting scent, and the others who want to have something that is fashionable and could be used in several different situations and think Sauvage is the perfect scent for that. I have slowly come around to Sauvage. I don't actually use it because it's not one of my favorite scent DNAs. And I felt the same way from after using Club DNA and the Adventist DNA for years. It's not one of the scent DNAs I use often, but every so often it fills a need. And I think just like Aventus, Sauvage is one of the meal scents that could be used in almost every situation. If you recall in one of the videos, I think I said there are about five scent profiles a man needs: a daily wear scent, a casual dress scent, evening wear scent, a deep night scent, a special occasion scent. Sauvage, if you want, could fit the need for all those. So that is one of those scents also keep going up every year, and one of the reasons I guess they can do that is one of these scents that maybe you just is the only bottle you need in a collection, right? It could be a signature scent. Obviously, you might smell like hundreds of other people, but it works. So just to give you a little breakdown of the Sauvage. So the original release would have been the EDT version. I have a 200 ml in here. For me, this is the youthful, loud version of Sauvage. This is where the molecule that I would say, made famous ambroxan was put. And this is what makes this scent project loudly and last hours, right? This is something that you usually go nose blind to. You don't smell it, other people are wrong, you might smell it. But this lasts easily 8 hours plus, projects a lot. If you're out in the heat, it will start back projecting and you might smell it again. This, when it released, you would have gotten these maybe around the 100, even now the EDTs, 100 mLs, 130 plus. But is it worth it? I would say yes. You get a scent that you can use casual, white t-shirt, nice dress pants, jeans. You could use this with a suit. You could use this to go out. It the I would think the least um, applicable, and it could work if you want, would be a date night scent. But this would come across as sexy to a female also. So it's not the snuggle scent you're looking for date night, but it would work. And especially, I would recommend if you're going on a first date with somebody, use something like this, right? So it's a youthful one, very loud, really good for hot weather. So I would think if you want a scent during the day in a hot climate like Trinidad, go with the EDT. Second in the release is the EDP version. This is a much sweeter version. I actually like this version out of the three versions. This this one added become a better complexity with the sweetness to be evening and deep night. This also works well in hot weather and performs excellent also. I know some people say the new batches of the EDP don't project as long as before. Even in the current last bottle that I got, which I think could have been a 2023 batch, I didn't see any reduction in performance. This also is one that you're likely going to go nose blind to also because of the ambroxan in it. And one of the least talks about versions because even the the Sauvage Excelia let's talk more about this perfume version. This is the over 35 version of Sauvage. This one is much smoother. They have some darker notes. Even I think I have to check by the note breakdown. This likely has some patchouli in the base notes, but this comes across mature. So this doesn't come across as a casual wear scent. This comes about maybe work. And if you work in a nice air conditioned environment and you are basically always well dressed, either shirt and tie or a suit or a sports jacket, evening wear, this is very good for official events. So you get the popularity of the scent DNA, but there's a matureness inside here that comes across much more sophisticated, much more expensive than the other two versions. This also does not last or project as long as the two other versions, but obviously because what it's created for, if you're going for an afternoon event, it's not an 8 hour event. Afternoon event might be 3, 4 hours. This is perfect for that. But it costs much more. I think um, 100 ml bottle of this easily runs now maybe 180 US. So compared to you pay maybe what 130 for the EDT version and currently maybe around 150, 60 so for the EDP version, right? But I would recommend, and this is the nice thing about this, it's likely you could actually layer these if you want. So if you have a lot of formal evening events, I would even recommend invest in a bottle of this, and you could actually, if you had an EDP or ADT, lay it with this. But this is perfect for formal and casual wear. But I guess if you're older, I think if you're plus 40, this might be your daily casual wear scent, right? Because maybe your days in the office, so this could also be a daily wear scent, depending on the environment. But Sauvage, I would say, is good value, even if you're paying retail prices. Even at the discounters, you're going to pay close to retail. Um, Christian Dior has been one of the perfume houses, while they don't seek to prevent discounters from selling their items. They have threatened discounters that the items being sold on discounters cannot be heavily discounted. So likely, if you get it on discounter, most are going to pay less is between 10 and 20. So for Christian Dior and all the line of the products has been very strict with the discounters, they and Chanel. In fact, Chanel is one of the brands that is so strict with discounters that discounters cannot sell Chanel cheaper than the Chanel suggested retail prices. So you actually go on discounters, you have to pay more for Chanel. So it's best if somebody pre-order Chanel for me, I just go on the Chanel site and purchase it because and I go and get it cheaper on a discounter unless a discounter has testers. And likely, when as discounter has testers for Chanel and even now for Sauvage, those finish within a day or two, really quickly. So, thanks.